Sam was 12 years old, small in height but full of dreams. He lived in a quiet town where nothing strange ever happened. The streets were simple. The houses looked almost the same, and the people lived their lives without much change. But inside Sam was something unusual, something no one else could see. Sam loved music more than anything. His family did not own a piano, but he always ran to the town hall when the caretaker left the old one open. The piano was dusty, and many keys were out of tune. Yet to Sam it was the most magical thing in the world. When his small fingers touched the keys, something happened that even he could not explain. The sound seemed to carry feelings, like whispers of joy, sadness, hope, and courage. Anyone who listened felt something move inside their heart. Most people thought it was just a boy enjoying music. They did not know that his music carried power far beyond normal sound. One evening, the town was filled with excitement. A famous traveling band had come. Posters had been placed on the walls, saying they would perform in the town square. The people whispered that the band was unlike any other. Their instruments looked strange, their songs felt alive, and no one knew where they truly came from. Some said they were from another country, others joked that they were from another world. Sam was the most excited of all. He waited in the crowd, standing on his toes to see the stage. The band members wore bright clothes and carried unusual instruments that shone under the lights. Their leader, a tall figure with calm eyes, spoke to the people and promised them a night they would never forget. The music began, and the sound was like nothing the town had ever heard. The instruments did not look like guitars, drums, or pianos, yet they created melodies so deep that the crowd became silent. Sam listened with wide eyes. His heart beat faster as if it was answering the music. He could not stop himself from stepping closer to the stage. The band played song after song. People clapped and cheered. But Sam felt something more. It was as if the music carried a secret, like a message he almost understood. He stood there, holding his breath. When the music stopped, the leader smiled at the crowd. He asked if anyone wanted to try their piano-like instrument, a strange device with shining keys. People laughed, thinking no one could play it. Sam raised his hand before he even realized what he was doing. The crowd turned to him, surprised. Some whispered that he was too young. Others smiled kindly, thinking it was just a child's courage. But Sam walked forward, his heart pounding. The leader looked at him carefully, as if studying him. For a moment, Sam thought he would be turned away, but then the leader nodded. "Come," he said in a calm voice. Sam climbed the stage. His small hands trembled as he touched the shining keys. They were colder than the ones on the old town hall piano. The crowd waited, some with amusement, some with curiosity. Sam closed his eyes. He did not think of the people watching. He only thought of the sound inside his heart. His fingers pressed the keys, and the first note rang out. The sound was pure and strong. It spread across the square like a wave. People froze. The laughter stopped. The notes carried something more than music. They carried memories, dreams, and feelings that words could never explain. Some people felt warmth as if they were with loved ones again. Others felt courage to face fears they had hidden for years. Sam kept playing. His small hands moved faster, yet the music never lost its depth. The band members, who had smiled politely at first, now stood still with wide eyes. They were no longer watching a child. They were witnessing something rare, something powerful. The leader stepped forward slightly, his calm face showing a hint of surprise. He knew this was no ordinary boy. When Sam finished, the last note hung in the air for a long moment before fading into silence. The crowd was quiet. Then, slowly, people began to clap, louder and louder, until the square was filled with cheers. Sam opened his eyes, breathing hard. His hands shook, but his face was bright. He had done it. He had played not just for himself, but for everyone. The leader of the band did not clap. Instead, he looked at Sam with deep thought, as if trying to solve a mystery. The other members whispered to one another in voices too low to hear. Sam stepped back nervously, unsure if he had done something wrong. But inside him, he knew something had changed. His music was no longer just his own. It had reached others in a way he had never imagined. The people celebrated. But Sam noticed the strange look in the band's eyes. It was not just surprise. It was recognition. They had heard something in his music that the others could not understand. That night, as Sam walked home with his family, the sound of his own notes still rang in his ears. He did not know what it meant, but he felt that his life would never again be simple. Something had started, and he was at the center of it. The night after the concert, Sam could not sleep. The sound of the shining piano keys stayed in his head. Every note he had played seemed to follow him, like a whisper that would not fade. He turned on his small lamp and stared at the ceiling. He was only a boy in a small town, yet something strange had happened on that stage. The next morning, the whole town was still talking about it. People said the boy played better than anyone they had ever heard. Some said the band must have trained him in secret. Others said it was pure talent. Sam felt shy when neighbors smiled at him, but inside he felt something different. It was not pride. It was curiosity. The band had not left town. Their large vehicle, which looked like a painted bus to the people, was still parked near the square. Sam could not stop himself from walking there after school. He stood outside, watching the doors, unsure if he should knock out before he could decide. The door opened, and the tall leader stepped out. His name was Ren, though Sam did not know it yet. Ren's calm eyes met Sam's, and he gave a slight smile. "You came," Ren said softly. Sam nodded, unsure what to say. "Do you want to play again?" Ren asked. Sam hesitated, then whispered, "Yes." Ren led him inside. The others were waiting. They no longer looked like simple musicians. Their clothes, though colorful, seemed to hide something deeper. Their eyes followed Sam with sharp attention. Sam felt both nervous and safe at the same time. The strange piano stood in the center. Its shining keys almost called to him. Sam sat down. He placed his fingers gently, and once again he let his heart guide him. The notes rose, filling the space with warmth. The air itself seemed to vibrate with the music. This time, however, Sam noticed something different. When he pressed certain keys, the walls of the vehicle glowed faintly. Symbols appeared for a moment, then vanished. Sam gasped, but his hands kept moving. The music seemed to unlock hidden lights. The band members exchanged serious looks. One of them whispered words Sam did not understand. Ren lifted a hand, silencing them. He let Sam finish the piece. When the final note faded, silence filled the room. Sam turned, expecting them to laugh or clap, but no one moved. They looked at him as if he had just opened a door no one thought could ever open again. Ren stepped forward. His voice was calm but carried weight. "Where did you learn this?" Sam shook his head. "I did not learn it. I just feel it inside." "You were never taught." Ren pressed. "No," Sam said. "I only play what comes to me." The band members spoke quickly in their own tongue. The words flowed like water, strange and fast. Sam could not understand, but he knew they were speaking about him. Finally, Ren turned back to him. His calm face now carried a shadow of wonder. "Sam, your music is not only sound. It carries something more, something lost to us for many years." Sam tilted his head. "Lost?" Ren nodded. "Long ago, our people knew songs that could calm storms, heal broken hearts, and bring peace between enemies. But those songs were forgotten. We have searched for them across many worlds, and now a child from Earth plays them without knowing." Sam's eyes widened. He had never thought of other worlds. "You are not just a band?" he asked carefully. Ren smiled faintly. "No, we are travelers. We came here quietly to study your people. We use music to blend in, but music was never the true reason. It was the key we searched for. And you, Sam, may be the one who holds it." Sam felt his heart race. He wanted to laugh, but something inside told him Ren was speaking the truth. He remembered the glowing walls, the way the air had felt alive. This was no ordinary music. The others watched him with respect and caution. One of them, a short figure with silver eyes, leaned closer. "If he can play the harmony, then the old code still lives." Sam swallowed hard. "What does that mean for me?" It means, Ren said slowly, you may have a choice. You can return to your life and forget this, or you can come with us, learn more, and perhaps play the songs that could bring peace to many. Sam looked at the shining piano, then back at Ren. He felt both fear and excitement. He was only 12, yet something inside told him this was bigger than himself. Before he could answer, the vehicle shook lightly, as if struck by a wave of energy. The band members rushed to their stations. A round screen lit up, showing signals. Flashing red, Ren frowned. We have been found, he said. Sam gripped the seat, confused. Found by who? Ren looked at him seriously. Others who fear the power of music. They will not want you to play again. Sam felt a chill. The world outside seemed normal. But inside this vehicle, he had just stepped into a much larger story. He realized his life was no longer just about playing an old piano in a quiet hall. His gift had drawn attention, and now there was no turning back. The walls of the strange vehicle still hummed after the red warning faded. Sam sat frozen, his hands gripping the side of the chair. Outside, the town looked peaceful, but inside, the air felt heavy. Removed to the glowing screen, his calm face had turned serious. The other band members whispered in their own tongue, checking panels and strange instruments. Sam could not understand their words, but he felt their worry. Finally, Ren turned back. It is safe for now, he said, his voice steady. But we must be careful. Sam, your music has drawn attention not only from us, but from others who do not wish for harmony to return. Sam blinked. Harmony? Ren nodded slowly. He walked closer and rested his hand on the shining piano. What you played last night and today was not only music. It was part of something called the Harmony Code. Long ago, our ancestors built songs that could guide minds, heal divisions, and bring unity where war had broken worlds. These songs were passed down as treasures, but over time, they were lost. Wars destroyed the records. Only fragments remain. We have searched for many years, across many worlds, hoping to find even a single note. And then you, a child of Earth, played one without knowing. Sam's eyes widened, his chest tightened as he whispered, I did not mean to. I only play what I felt. That is why it matters, Ren said gently. The harmony cannot be forced. It can only be played by someone who feels it in their heart. That is why we searched among so many, and yet we never found it until now. The others looked at Sam as though he was carrying something greater than himself. Some looked hopeful, others cautious. The silver-eyed one who had spoken earlier leaned forward. He may carry more than fragments. If he keeps playing, he might unlock the entire code. Sam shook his head. But I am only a boy. I cannot save anyone. I do not even know what I am doing. Ren knelt so his eyes were level with Sam's. Do not think of saving the galaxy. Think only of what you feel. Your gift is not about power. It is about truth. That is why it is strong. Sam lowered his gaze. He wanted to believe, but it felt impossible. He remembered how people clapped in the square, how their faces changed as they listened. That was real. Still, he could not understand how such music could matter beyond one small town. Ren stood again. Sam, I will show you. He touched the piano keys. Lights spread across the walls, forming shapes like stars. They shifted into patterns. Strange yet beautiful. Every note you played created this. These are not random lights. They are messages, coordinates, histories. Your music unlocks them. This is the hidden message inside the harmony. Sam's mouth fell open. The patterns looked like maps of worlds, lines of symbols, rivers of light. Each time he pressed a key, the lights shifted, forming new paths. The silver-eyed member whispered, the code is alive again. Ren nodded. But with it comes danger. There are those who destroyed the harmony once before. If they learn a human child carries it, they will try to silence him. Sam's heart raced. Why? Why would anyone fear music? Because music that unites can also end power built on fear, Ren answered firmly. There are leaders who want division, not unity. To them, your gift is a threat. Sam's small hands trembled on the keys. He looked up at Ren. What should I do? You must choose, Ren said softly. We can hide you, but the code may fade again. Or you can come with us, travel beyond this world, and learn how deep your gift truly is. The choice will always be yours. Sam looked at the glowing maps. They stretched far, showing worlds he had never imagined. For the first time, he felt how large the universe might be and how small his town was in comparison. Fear rose in him, but so did wonder. He whispered, "I want to learn more." Ren studied him for a moment, then gave a small smile. "Then you are braver than most. But know this, Sam, the path ahead will not be easy. Many will listen to your music with hope. Others will see you as danger. You must decide who you play for." Before Sam could answer, the walls flickered again. Another signal appeared, this one stronger. A shadowy symbol glowed on the screen. The band members stiffened. "They are close," the silver-eyed one said. Ren's calm voice turned firm. "Then we cannot stay here. We must leave before they arrive." He looked at Sam. "If you come with us, you must leave Earth tonight. If not, we will hide the piano and erase all traces. No one will force you. Decide now." Sam's chest tightened. His family, his home, everything he knew he might never see them again. Yet deep inside, he felt that the music was not only his, it belonged to something greater. He took a deep breath and whispered, "I will come." The room fell silent. Ren placed a steady hand on his shoulder. Then the journey begins, outside. The quiet town was preparing for sleep, unaware that a 12-year-old boy had just chosen a path that might change the fate of worlds. The vehicle hummed as lights moved across its walls. Sam sat in the corner, trying to understand what he had just agreed to. He had told Ren he would join them, but the weight of that decision now pressed on his chest. His family, his school, the familiar streets of his town, he would leave them all behind. Ren watched him carefully. "Sam, you should speak with your family before we leave. They deserve to know, even if they cannot fully understand." Sam nodded slowly. His heart ached at the thought. "What if they say no? Then you must listen to them," Ren said gently. "But remember, your choice matters too. Sometimes the world asks us to step forward even when those we love are afraid." The band members adjusted their instruments and devices as if preparing for departure. Ren opened the door, and the cool night air rushed in. Together they walked Sam back to his small house at the edge of town. His parents were waiting. Worried, his mother rushed to him, asking where he had been. Sam tried to explain, but his words tangled. Finally, Ren stepped forward. His tall figure filled the doorway, his calm voice steady. "We are not what we seem," Ren said. "We are travelers, not of this land, not of this world. Your son has a gift that reaches beyond Earth. He carries music that can bring peace. Where only conflict has lived, we ask your permission for him to join us." Sam's parents stared in shock. His father frowned, thinking it was some strange trick. "You expect us to believe such a story?" Ren lifted his hand. A soft light shimmered in the room, filling the walls with moving shapes of stars and maps. The piano notes Sam had played earlier echoed faintly, as if alive. His parents gasped. Unable to speak, Sam's mother held his hand tightly. "You're just a boy," she whispered. "How can they ask this of you?" Sam's voice trembled. "I do not understand it all. But when I play, something happens. People feel it. Even they say it matters. I want to know why. I want to learn." Tears filled his mother's eyes. She wanted to keep him safe, but she saw the fire in her son's face. His father sat down, silent for a long time. Finally, he said, "If this is truly your choice, we cannot stop you. But remember where you came from. Remember us." Sam hugged them both tightly. His mother whispered, "Come back to us one day. Promise." "I promise," Sam said softly. Ren bowed his head respectfully. "We will protect him. His path will be hard, but he will not walk it alone." The farewell was quick for the warning. Signals in the band's vehicle had not faded. Sam walked with Ren through the quiet streets one last time. He looked up at the sky, the stars brighter than usual, and wondered which of them he would see up close. When they reached the vehicle, the door closed behind them. The band members moved swiftly, their hands sliding over panels. The walls shifted, and the shape of the vehicle changed. What had looked like a bus now shimmered into something far greater. Smooth metal, glowing edges, wings that stretched out like folded silver. Sam's mouth fell open. "It is a ship." Ren gave a slight nod. "Yes, and it will take us far from here." The ship lifted silently into the night sky. Sam pressed his face to the window, watching his town grow smaller and smaller until it was only a patch of light in the darkness. His heart ached, but wonder filled him at the same time. Inside, the band members guided him to a wide chamber where the shining piano rested. Around it were seats and panels full of lights. Beyond the windows stretched the endless night, sprinkled with stars. "This will be your place," Ren said. "Here you will learn. The harmony code is more than notes. It is a map, a key, and a guide. Your gift may be able to unlock it." Sam touched the keys softly. A glow spread across the walls, forming shapes of faraway worlds. Each planet glimmered as if waiting for him. Ren placed a hand on his shoulder. "Sam, the galaxy is large. Many worlds suffer because they have lost the harmony. Some leaders wish to rule through fear, keeping people apart, but your music can remind them of something greater. If you continue, you may bring them hope, but you must decide always from your heart. The harmony cannot be forced." Sam nodded. Fear and excitement twisted together inside him. He was small, yet something inside told him he was standing on the edge of something vast. The silver-eyed band member spoke quietly. "Others will come. They already search for us. If they find the boy, they will try to silence him. We must prepare." Ren looked down at Sam. "This is why you must learn quickly. You will face doubt and even danger. But never forget what you felt when you first touched those keys. That truth will guide you." Sam sat at the piano again. His fingers hovered over the shining keys. He thought of his parents, his town, and the promise he had made to return. Then he pressed a note. The ship filled with light, stars glowing on the walls. Paths stretched far, like roads leading to the unknown. Sam's heart lifted. He did not know where the music would take him, but he knew he had begun a journey that would change everything. The ship moved quietly through the night sky, leaving Earth behind. Sam pressed his face against the glass, watching as his home became smaller and smaller until it was only a blue and white ball floating in the dark. His chest tightened with both sadness and wonder. He had never thought he would see the world this way, so far below him. Ren stood beside him. "It is not easy to leave," he said softly, "but sometimes stepping away is the only way to see the whole picture." Sam nodded, though his eyes stayed fixed on Earth. "Will I ever go back?" Ren's calm gaze rested on him. "That choice will be yours when the time comes." The ship hummed as it traveled faster. Stars stretched across the windows like rivers of light. Sam could hardly blink, afraid he would miss something. The band members moved around the chamber, working with glowing panels. Their motions were smooth, practiced, as if they had flown this way all their lives. Soon, Ren guided Sam into a larger room filled with instruments unlike any he had ever seen. Some floated in the air, humming with soft energy. Others glowed, with colors that shifted like living fire. In the center stood the shining piano that Sam had already played. "This is the heart of our ship," Ren explained. "We call it the Chamber of Harmony. Every note you play here can reach beyond these walls. The music does not only stay inside, it travels, sometimes farther than we can measure." Sam stared at the piano, his small hands tingling. "You mean others can hear it, even on other planets?" "Not in the way you think," Ren said. "They do not hear sound as you do. They feel it. The harmony touches hearts directly. That is why it is powerful, and that is why some fear it." Sam stepped closer, his fingers brushing the smooth keys. He thought of the town square, the faces of the people who had listened to him play. If music could reach even beyond Earth, what could it do? The silver-eyed band member, whose name Sam now learned was Lyra, approached. "Try again," she said softly. "Play what you feel as you look at the stars." Sam sat down. His legs barely touched the floor, but the piano seemed to welcome him. He closed his eyes. Breathing slowly, he thought of the stars stretching across the black sky, the endless unknown. Then his fingers moved. The first notes rang out, and the chamber filled with glowing light. Symbols floated in the air, swirling into patterns that looked like paths across the galaxy. Each note made them shift, opening new trails. Sam felt his chest tighten as if the music itself was guiding him. Far away, beyond the ship, other places stirred. On a quiet planet covered in golden deserts, a group of travelers paused as a strange warmth touched their hearts. On a cold world of ice, two enemies facing each other with anger suddenly lowered their weapons, unsure why. Sam did not know it, but his music had already reached them. When he stopped, silence filled the chamber. The glowing pops faded slowly, like embers dying. Rin's calm face showed quiet awe. "Do you see now, Sam? The harmony is alive again." Sam opened his eyes, his heart racing. "It feels so big, bigger than me." "That is because it is," Rin said. "You are part of something greater. You are its voice, but the music itself belongs to all." For the next hours, Sam explored the ship. He saw the sleeping quarters, the dining space where food shimmered like soft light before becoming solid, and the control room where the stars moved faster than his eyes could follow. Everything amazed him, yet he always returned to the piano. It felt like home inside the strange ship, but not everything was wonder. Lyra spoke quietly with Rin when they thought Sam could not hear. "If the council learns too soon, they may fear him, they may forbid his gift. They must see with their own eyes," Rin answered. "Only the harmony itself can show them." Sam pretended not to notice, though unease grew in his chest. Later, Rin explained more. "Sam, we will travel to the Council of Worlds leaders. From many planets meet there. They must hear you play. Only then will they understand that the harmony code lives again. But be warned, not all will welcome it. Some see unity as a threat to their power." Sam swallowed hard. "What if they do not believe me?" Rin's calm eyes held his. "Then you must simply play. Music does not argue. It speaks by itself. That is its strength." The ship continued its journey. Sam practiced often, each time unlocking more glowing patterns. Sometimes he felt joy so strong it lifted him. Other times a sadness so deep it made him cry. The music seemed to carry every feeling inside him and more. One night, as he played softly, he thought of his parents. He imagined their faces and the promise he had made to return. The notes became gentle, almost like a lullaby. Far away, on a distant world, a mother soothed her crying child without knowing why. The air suddenly felt full of comfort. Sam lifted his hands from the keys. He realized then that the harmony was not only about power or peace, it was about connection. It linked hearts across the stars. He whispered to himself, "I must not fail this." Behind him, Rin heard the words, "You will not," he said firmly, "because you play from your heart. That is something no enemy can take from you." Sam sat back, looking at the endless stars. The journey had only begun, but already he felt changed. The boy from a small town was now carrying songs that touched worlds he had never seen. And soon, he would face the council where his music would be tested before the eyes of many. The journey through space felt long, yet every moment was new for Sam. The stars streamed past the windows, and planets appeared like jewels in the dark. Each time the ship passed a world, Sam felt a faint tug in his heart, as if the music inside him wanted to answer. Finally, Rin told him the time had come. "We are near the Council of Worlds. Soon, leaders from many planets will gather. They must hear you play." Sam's chest tightened. He had imagined this moment many times, but now that it was close, fear grew inside him. "What if I make mistakes?" he whispered. Rin placed a steady hand on his shoulder. "The harmony is not about perfection. It is about truth. If you play from your heart, the music will carry what words cannot." The ship slowed as they approached a massive station floating among the stars. It was larger than any city Sam had ever seen, with towers that stretched like silver trees and lights that glowed brighter than 1,000 suns. Ships of every shape and size moved in and out like birds returning to a nest. Sam pressed his face to the window, amazed. "So many worlds," he murmured. "Yes," Rin said quietly, "and not all agree with each other. That is why the council exists." When the ship docked, a group of tall figures led them into the grand hall. The chamber was vast, with seats rising high into the air. Creatures of many forms filled them, some tall and slender with glowing skin, others short with wide eyes, and many more shapes Sam had never dreamed of. Yet all turned their gaze toward the small boy walking beside Ren. Whispers spread through the hall. A human child. Why had he been brought here? Ren stepped forward and spoke in a calm, firm voice. Leaders of the council, we bring before you a child of Earth. He carries within him the harmony code, thought lost forever. He must be heard. Murmurs filled the chamber. Some faces showed doubt, others curiosity, and a few clear fear. One tall figure with sharp eyes stood. A boy? How can a boy from a young world hold what even our oldest scholars could not? Ren did not argue. He simply placed a hand on Sam's shoulder. Let him play, and decide for yourselves. Sam's legs trembled as he walked to the center. The shining piano was already waiting. He sat down, his heart pounding so loud he could barely hear his own breath. He looked up at the countless eyes watching him, and for a moment he wanted to run. Then he remembered his parents, the small town, the night he had first asked to play. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and touched the keys. The first notes rose gently, like dawn spreading over a quiet field. The hall grew silent. Each sound carried warmth that reached even the coldest faces. Sam's fingers moved faster, weaving feelings into sound: hope, sorrow, courage, and peace. The chamber began to glow. Symbols of light appeared, flowing across the walls and ceiling. The leaders leaned forward, their eyes wide. Some placed hands over their hearts as memories long hidden rose within them. Others closed their eyes as if seeing dreams they had lost, but not all were moved. A group of council members shifted uneasily. One whispered, "This is dangerous. If such power spreads, how will we rule?" The music grew stronger, filling every corner. Sam felt as if he was not playing alone. The piano itself was guiding him, carrying him forward. He no longer thought about the crowd. He simply let the feelings inside him flow out. Suddenly, a loud voice broke the silence. The sharp-eyed leader stood, raising his hand. "Stop this. It is a trick. No human child should wield such influence." A wave of unrest rippled through the chamber. Some leaders nodded in agreement, while others shouted for silence. Guards stepped forward, unsure what to do. But Sam did not stop. His hands kept moving, and the music rose higher, brighter. The glowing symbols formed into one great pattern that spread across the hall. For a moment, everyone could feel it, the sense of being one, of belonging to something greater than themselves. The anger faded. Even the sharp-eyed leader faltered, his mouth closing as the sound washed over him. Sam's eyes were closed, his face calm, his fingers sure. The last note rang like a bell, hanging in the air before fading into stillness. Silence followed. The leaders sat frozen, no words on their lips. Then slowly, applause began, not the clapping of human hands, but the gestures and sounds of many species, each in their own way showing respect. The hall filled with it, a wave of recognition that this boy had done something none of them could deny. Ren stepped forward, his calm face proud. "You have heard it yourselves. The harmony is alive, carried in the hands of a child from Earth." But not everyone was pleased. In the far corner, a few leaders whispered darkly, their eyes glowed with unease. The harmony might unite worlds, but it might also break their power. Sam stood, breathing hard, unsure if he had done right. Yet when he looked around, he saw faces changed, hearts touched, and for the first time he believed his gift truly mattered. The council had heard. The test was complete, but the true struggle was only beginning. The great hall of the council was still filled with the echo of Sam's music. Leaders from many worlds sat in silence, each lost in thought. Some had tears shining in their eyes. Others sat with softened expressions, and even those who had doubted him before looked uncertain. The boy from Earth had reached their hearts in a way no speech or weapon could. Ren stood beside Sam, his calm voice steady. "You have heard the harmony. Now the choice belongs to you. Will you accept it, or will you reject what it offers?" For a long moment no one answered. Then an elder with silver skin rose slowly from his seat. His voice carried wisdom and weight. I have lived through wars that tore worlds apart. I have watched families broken, cities fall, and friendships die. What this child has shown us is not weakness. It is strength greater than weapons. It is the strength of unity. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Many nodded in agreement. But in one corner, the sharp-eyed leader who had tried to stop Sam rose again. His voice was cold. Unity is dangerous. If we all become one, who will lead? Who will guide? If every world listens to a child's song, our order will collapse. The council grew tense once more. Arguments rose, some calling for change, others clinging to fear. Sam listened, his small hands folded in his lap. He had never spoken in such a place before. But now he felt he must. He stood, his voice trembling, but clear. I do not want to take power from anyone. I only want the music to heal. Back on Earth. I was just a boy in a small town. People did not expect me to matter. But music gave me a way to reach them. Today I only played what was in my heart. I believe all of you carry songs inside too. Maybe my music only helped you remember. His words were simple, yet they touched the room as deeply as his playing had. Silence fell again. Heavier this time. Some leaders looked ashamed, others thoughtful. Finally, the elder with silver skin spoke once more. Then let us test this. Truth not with more debate, but with action. If the harmony is real, it must not stay in this chamber. Let it be carried to the worlds that suffer most. Let the boy play where hatred is strongest. If peace follows, then none can deny. The council agreed. A decision was made that Sam would travel, guided by Ren, to places torn by conflict. His music would be offered freely, not forced, and the results would decide the future of the harmony. The next weeks changed Sam's life more than he could have ever imagined. He played for soldiers on battlefields, and the sound softened the rage in their eyes. He played in ruined cities where people had forgotten hope, and slowly hands that had clenched in anger reached out for one another again. He played in schools, in markets, even under the open sky where thousands gathered. And each time the music spread like fire, lighting hearts in ways words could not. News traveled faster than ships. Across the stars, people spoke of the human boy whose piano carried peace. Some called him the messenger, others the keeper of harmony. Sam never thought of himself that way. He was only a boy, playing the piano, but he saw the change and it filled him with courage. Not every place welcomed him. In some worlds, leaders still feared the music, for it weakened their control. Once, guards tried to stop him, but the crowd stood between them and the boy, refusing to let the music be silenced. The sound of thousands singing together, guided by the notes Sam had played, was stronger than any chain. At last, the council gathered again. Reports from every world were shared. Even those who had doubted could no longer deny the truth. The harmony had worked where politics had failed. The sharp-eyed leader stood once more, his face unreadable. For a long moment the hall waited, expecting more refusal. But then he bowed his head. I cannot fight what even my people now believe. The boy has done what none of us could. Let the harmony be accepted. Applause rose. Not in one language, but in many, each culture showing joy in its own way. For the first time in generations, the council was truly united. Ren placed a hand on Sam's shoulder and whispered, "You have given them more than peace. You have given them hope." Sam looked at the great hall, at faces from countless worlds, and felt both proud and humble. He was only 12 years old, yet his music had crossed the stars. When he sat at the piano one last time in the council chamber, the sound was not just his. Leaders joined with voices, some soft, some strong, until the hall rang with a song greater than any single world could make. It was the song of unity, born from one boy's courage and carried by the hearts of many. For the first time, the stars did not feel so far apart.